People are gonna think we're strange, but that's actually part of what I do in my free time, is learn about degenerate topics.
Oh, I thought you meant just have Chinese girls lick your ear.
But that too. They get paid sometimes.
True.
Yeah, I for some reason I enjoy, like, delving into realms of degeneracy, just to figure out, like, what's there and why it's there.
I feel I'm more of like a casual interest in it. You're definitely more like way into it than I am, but it is curious.
I go deep.
Yeah.
I go deep. That's why I know so much about, like, furry stuff.
I feel like the problem is, though, it's like, what's the term for it? Where it's just you get, like, you sort of do it in research and stuff like that, and then after, like, so long of, like, it being a joke, it just becomes an actual thing for you.
Oh, I don't know the term
That's
for
my...
that.
I forget the term for it, but...
That is certainly, like, a fear, though. It's like, oh god, what if
Yeah.
something I'm really interested in, like, Chinese girls licking my ears?
Okay, I was just gonna say, because it's weird... Because I'm like, oh, this is funny thing, but then it's like, oh, then you get into it, and the problem is, like, Katie's Chinese and stuff like that, so it's like, am I, like, at some point just gonna be sitting there and just like, wait a minute.
Wait.
Hi, honey, I have a weird idea.
I'm trying to think, like, what's something real weird?
Feet mashing stuff?
There's that. Oh, I know a good one.
What?
Those videos of, like...
Giantess videos?
No, it's kind of stranger, but it's just women with lipstick kissing glass.
Oh, I vaguely think... I haven't seen that much. One of my favorite degenerate things is where it's like Giantess crushes you, or like beneath their feet.
Oh, and it's always like really badly photoshopped.
Like, yeah, oh, absolutely.
Those are hilarious.
I see it like on Reddit and stuff like that, where it's like, I wish I had like an Amazonian giantess goddess and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh my god.
I've never hated myself enough to watch one of those videos, but you just see like the previews and it's just like, good god.
Yeah. I'm so just like,
bad.
it's just like something where it's like, you're like, because that's the point with me sometimes when I'm just like, oh, some of my interests are weird. Did I see that? I'm like, okay, I feel better.
Like, I'm not the person who likes this.
Yes.
Like, you jerk off something questionable, and then you're like, man, am I messed up? And then you see that, and you're like, okay, I'm fine.
Have you ever, like, done that just to see, like, if you're into something like that? Just to see, like, okay, is this for me?
I think. I don't know.
Because I've done that a few times, not as much recently, but it was just like, okay, does
Maybe
this
when
do
I was
anything?
younger.
Yeah, definitely not really anymore, because at this point you're pretty much, the cake is baked. But, like, when you were younger, it's just kind of like, oh, am I? And the best site for shit like that, what is it, like XNXX or something like that? Where it's just like, that's where the weird stuff is.
Something like that. You can find plenty of weird stuff on Pornhub, though.
I feel, well, at least, it might be just me, but a lot of it's just, like, very, you know, vanilla stuff.
Oh no, if you know how to look, you can find some weird stuff.
I mean, you can find, but what I'm saying is, like, with Pornhub, it's more so, like, you gotta dig more. With the other site, it's more like, okay, it's just right there. They're not even trying to hide it. It is funny, though, when you do stumble upon something like that, you're just like, what the fuck?
Oh,
like,
another thing.
What?
Do you know what binaural beats are?
I think?
It's when, I'm not an expert on it. Alright, so this is gonna be like a rough explanation, because, you know, I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically when they play two different tones constantly into your ears.
Oh, okay.
And then it can supposedly, in some people, induce effects.
Yeah.
There's porn. That supposedly, that you just listen
I know
to
exactly where you're going with this. I know
and
exactly.
it just makes you come. And I'm like, does that work? Like, does this work for someone?
I thought you were gonna refer to like the ones where it's like if you like listen to it, it'll turn you like into a femboy or something like that.
Oh, I was gonna get into the sissy hypnosis. We weren't there
yeah. Yet. I see. You were like trying to dip your foot in there a bit, trying to test the waters. No, we're diving right into that.
We're going right into the femboy hypnosis. I have no idea if that sort of thing works. I can't imagine it would, or if it does, it has to be some sort of variant of the placebo effect, where you believe in it so much that it does.
I was just, what's the effect where it's like you just believe something and it becomes true, or something like that?
Well, if we're talking about like thoughts, it's confirmation bias.
Yeah, where it just, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Where it's just like you're basically going into it like, I'm going to do this, and then it
works, and you're like, oh, I knew it.
Yeah.
That's confirmation bias.
Like, yeah, you can't, like, if you're doing that, it's not like you're just, like, average Joe. It's going to be listening to just like, oh. I mean, maybe if you're just, like, curious and then you discover something. For the most part, like, you're already into that. You're just sort of doing it for the, like, the, what's the word I'm looking for? Show of it, almost.
Yeah, I'd be curious to try it, but I don't know. I just don't want to sit there for, like, an hour, because all those videos are, like, an hour long, or, like, 30 minutes or 40 minutes long. It's like, I got better stuff to do. It's the same thing with, like, the femboy... Is it femboy, or... Whatever.
It's like, I think it's more so just sissy, like, hypnosis and shit.
That's it. It's sissy hip now.
Yeah.
It's just, like, I don't want to sit there for 40 minutes to be told that I'm gay. I can go on Xbox and get told I'm gay instantly.
Yeah, it's just like 40 minutes of like, you're gonna suck dick, and it's like, okay.
Alright, fam. God, where am I going?
I don't know.
Where the hell's the mayor?
I don't know!
Why is this our life? We're just talking about porn and playing Kingdom Hearts. This is the content, ladies and gentlemen.
How would you feel if you just turned on Sissy Hypnosis video and all of a sudden you heard This Is Halloween playing in the background?
And it just cuts into our stream.
I remember once I saw a video where it was like a couple doing it, and it was like in the background the guy had like Nostalgia Critic playing, and then one of the person was like, "Was that Nostalgia Critic?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, we're big fans." And I'm just like, "Why the fuck are you just have like a Nostalgia Critic video?"
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it, so you don't have to.
I saw like one GIF. It's a black couple. And I know like how like weaves and whatnot.
Yeah.
So like, the guy's like plowing the one from behind, and he just like rips her weave off and puts it on and starts like grooving with her hair.
That's the best thing I've heard.
He's just like, he's so into it, and then like they stop and they're both just laughing, and he walks away.
My favorite is that it's like I don't know where it was, but it was like a guy where like he's doing it, and then like he lifts his arms and legs up and like almost does a spin.
Oh, I've seen like spin stuff. It's very interesting. I don't know why I find it so interesting. I'm sort of like I don't know, I put it like I'm a scholar and a gentleman. You know?
There should be courses at universities.
Oh, I fucking teach a class on degeneracy. Are you kidding me? I did that instantly. I have so much knowledge I could share.
What would your big topics be? Like the classes almost.
Well,
Chris Chan. I feel like Chris Chan would be obvious.
Oh, if it's
one.
just general internet stuff. Like all internet degeneracy and whatnot.
And then you can sort of you teach the general stuff, and then the person decides like what specific you wanna go into.
I feel like it could start as like a we start with like general internet culture, and then we could do like Chris Chan as a case study.
That's a good, yeah.
Like, what does trolling do to someone?
Oh. I just like the idea of a college student getting like doing a test on like vor, feet, sissy hypnosis, like all this stuff. paying for this.
That's the final. Check the tombstone in order to ghost appear. Wow.
Okay.
Am I smart enough to remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember 3 things. Yes. Good job, brain.
I have basic memory pad. My favorite part, because we talked about a lot the cum jar thing, is you can just like now you just see like a character in the jar and you just immediately know what it is, or just not even a character in the jar, just like a jar. Like someone posts a jar, it's just like, oh,
Someone posted a picture of a mason jar. It's just like,
oh.
Like honestly, I feel like I should go to like Walmart, buy just a mason jar, and like just look the cashier straight in the eyes.
Buy a mason jar and like a Fortnite like action figure or something like that.
I like a default male Fortnite action figure in a mason jar.
And the thing is, if they know...
If they look at me weird, that means they know. They know what's gonna happen. And that means they have to live with that knowledge.
To be honest, if I was in that position, I feel like that would be a highlight. Just like, this is, like, I would tell, like, listen, this happened the other day at work.
Oh, like, knowing you would tell, like, everyone about it.
I would, like...
That would be, like, a story for the ages.
That would be my, like, I would immediately first thought was, this is for the podcast or something. And I will say, too, because someone who worked in retail, you get a lot of weird fucking people like that. Like, my favorite story was some guy came up to me and was, like, very concerned because he thought a Chinese person was going to steal his pineapple.
What?
It was, like, I was, like, stocking up stuff because I worked in produce, and a guy came up to me, and he was like, oh, that guy needs to ask you a question. I'm like, okay, I walk over, and he's like, oh, so where do you guys get this fruit? It's like, is it local and stuff like that? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's local, whatever. And he goes, oh, that's good to hear. You know, I don't want somebody, you know, the Chinese people coming and stealing my fruit and stuff like that and putting stuff in there. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. You know that internet challenge where it's like, buy 3 items to, like, freak out the cashier? What would be your 3 items?
I think I would just go with the jar.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good... Actually, you know what? That is, like we said before, though, that is a good one. Because I feel like it would have to be something...
All right, hear me out.
Okay. I'm here. I'm listening. Yeah?
Lego mini kit, like, randomizer. You know those, like, random mini... Like,
yeah, like you get,
pouches?
like, a... Yeah.
Mason jar toothpaste.
I would go... Oh, here, I'm gonna have to think about this. Rope, ranch dressing, in a trash bag. I'd go. You know what? No. One, you know, like those like really big like jar like things of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
That instead of the ranch dressing, like a thing of trash bags and a rope.
Can I talk about Walmart for a second?
Of course.
All right, so. You have to be a certain age to, like, buy a knife, you know?
Yeah.
Unless it's a kitchen knife. Or
yeah.
a box cutter, which is much more dangerous.
Yes, box cutters are very... Like, you shouldn't... Just,
like,
you know...
Before Christmas this year, I bought, like, a box cutter so I could cut up all the boxes so they fit in a trash can.
Yeah.
It's just... I was so surprised. There was no age check, nothing.
When I worked, honest to God, when I worked at, I don't want to say the store, they literally, like, first day was like, here's a box cutter knife, and I'm just like, you don't even know me at all.
Yeah, they just give it to you, like, fucking take it, nerd.
And then I remember being like, one time I was like, oh, I lost it, and they're like, oh, here's another one. I'm just like, what, why are you...
At one point, I was in a Walmart, there was just a box cutter lying on a shelf, no employees around. It was just there. I could have just grabbed it and taken it.
That's so weird to me too, because I will say that from personal experience. They don't really give a shit about that.
Like, everyone's so concerned about all this safety stuff, but it's just like box cutters and kitchen knives. I just fucking, you're 7, take them.
And the problem is, you know how kids are. They would fucking take it. They just see it like, I want this.
They take it and kill themselves with it.
Yeah. They turn emo, slit themselves.
As you do.
Also, that's my penis. The boys going to get pierogies.
We should do that. Why don't we go get pierogies sometime?
Fucking let's do it, man. I feel like for so many years we've been saying about doing something like that, but we just never have. We can go get some pierogies and beer and want some sports, brother.
Some pierogies. Man, it's so weird that we can, like, drink and whatnot.
Yeah, we've been able to do that for, like, a while now, and it's just like, oh.
Like, the other day I was at Walmart, like, I saw some wine there, I was like, oh, I can't drink, and I was like, wait a minute.
I like, when my past birthday, I literally went into, like, I went to a restaurant and stuff like that, and, my mom and stuff was like, oh, what kind of like drink are you gonna get? A beer? And I'm just like, wait, I can't order stuff. I'm like, wait, no, I can. And it felt, even though like I'm perfectly legal, I showed like my ID, and of course like a real ID, but I felt like I was just like doing something I shouldn't have.
Wait, you've actually drank?
Yeah. I've been out to bars and stuff like that.
Wow, I've never drunk, but I have a reason not to do it.
Mm-hmm. It feels wrong, like, just going and being like, even though you can, it's perfectly legal. I'm gonna be honest, too, drinking isn't even that good.
I don't feel like it even being, like, worth it.
Not really. I'd much rather have a big glass of cum.
My wife's slippers. Look at the size of them. I can't believe how huge they are.